Let's make some gold. TSM. What is TSM? TSM is a add-on for WoW auctioning. It is Trade Skill Master. And let me tell you about this add-on, you guys. This is an add-on that's going to save you so much time. We all know in World of Warcraft, time is gold. Just like it is in real life, time is money. Saving time, in turn, makes you more gold. Now this add-on is replacing my Auctioneer add-on. I no longer use Auctioneer. There are options in Auctioneer that I use, but I don't use it to post and cancel my auctions, okay? Getting started with this, I'm just going to go over the basics today. I'm not going to go over the shopping lists, the crafting options, and the mailing options. That's going to come at a later date, different videos, because this video is going to be long enough as it is. What I'm going to do is go over basically how to make groups and categories. And I'm going to just delete one here just to show you first how to make one. Okay, so I'm going to make a new group here, and I'm going to call it, I'm just going to shift click on Zephyrite in my bags, okay? So shift clicking here will allow me to add that to the list, and it will show up under uncategorized because I didn't make a group for it. If I wanted to make a group, I can call it a category rather. I can call it green gems. Okay, so I have a new category here, and I can go to the uncategorized groups and add Zephyrite to that. Okay, now it is showing up under that category. So if you want to be tidy like I am, and you want to be organized, there you go. So first thing you want to do is make sure you have that clicked. And since I shift clicked it, when I added it in there, it automatically inserted the item into the group. Okay. If it wasn't, you know, if I just typed a name and hit OK, it would show up here, and you'd have to click it and click Add. Okay, since I don't want the severed sagefish in there, I'm just going to click Remove. And now that that item is in there, I'm going to show you how to set up your prices, your threshold, your fallback prices, and all that good stuff. If you're posting in single items, you want to ignore this stuff up here. Leave it grayed out. So I usually only use Trade Skill Master for posting single item auctions, and I use a lot of them for my gems and belt buckles and ghostly spell threads and all that stuff, fortune cookies, all that stuff. It comes in great handy. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to skip this section here. So what I'm going to concentrate here is the post cap and the auction house post time. I always only set my auctions to 12 hours because I'm either canceling them or reposting before that 12-hour period. So always leave my auction set to 12 hours. You're going to have to right-click in this little area in order to make it ungray. And since these are Zephyrites and they're used for JC dailies, people usually buy them in sections of 3. So I like to post 6 at a time, a nice even number. So if someone buys one set, I'll have another set there for people to buy. So I put 6 in there, and I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard. Now on this particular item, I want to only undercut by 1 copper. And let me let you in on a little secret. That is the only undercut I ever use, is 1 copper. Ever. Just 1 copper. You don't need to undercut by any more than that. Because basically if you do, you're lowering the market value and the prices of these items that people undercut you by. So 1 copper, no need to go any higher. Scrolling down. For your threshold, you want to make sure the prices are at something you can... Basically what threshold is the lowest price you're willing to post at. Now, if you hover over an item and you get a tooltip that pops up, it says, how low the market can go before an item should no longer be posted. The minimum price you want to post an item for. Pretty basic, self-explanatory. That's that. Now, obviously I don't want the fallback price to be 1,000 gold. The fallback price is what you want it to be, what you want the price for that item to be if there's none on the auction house and you're the only one to post it. So for this item, I'm going to make it be 6 gold. Or I mean 66. Actually, yeah, 6 gold for 1 item. Now I'm going to go back up to the threshold. I don't want this to be 1 gold because these don't sell for 1 gold. Sometimes they sell for a lot lower than that. Now what I usually do for threshold is I look and see what the vendor price is. If I don't really care if it sells for just above the vendor price, then I'll look at that vendor price and I'll set my threshold for just above that vendor price. And for this item, it just so happens to be 50 silver. So I'm going to go, you got to right click to get in there, 66 silver. Okay, so 66S, which stands for silver on this particular item. Okay, now that takes care of this item that I want to sell. Okay, for Zephyrite. Now you can do this for everything you have in your bags that you like to sell. Depends on what you like to sell. If you like to sell gems, you can set up gems. I have all of my gems set up here under one category because it would just take forever for me to set up my gems and for separate prices. I just set my fallback price on all my gems to be 399 gold. If there's none on the auction house, I'm going to post them for 399 gold. No matter what. Because I know on my server, I know what my gems can sell for because I sell them all the time. And if I'm undercut, then hey, I'll undercut them by 1 copper if they're not on my whitelist. Now I'll go over whitelist and blacklist at a later date on another video, probably in the next video to come. So keep an eye out for that. I have all of my lists here set up so you can basically follow what I just showed you how to do on setting up groups and categories for your items. Now let's go over posting. When you open your auction house, the first thing you're going to notice when you have Trade Skill Master installed is it looks different. You'll see these gray buttons on the side. Now running scans you'll probably really never have to do. The only thing the scans do is updates the Trade Skill Master auction databases. And what that is when you hover over something, it tells you what the value of the market price is. Like at the bottom down here, it shows, like if I hover over a gem, it shows me that the market price is 68 gold. Now if you want that to be updated, you're going to have to run a get all scan. Now that's the quickest scanning method. If you run a full scan, it's going to take you quite a while, depending on how many items are on your auction house. Now that scan was pretty quick if you ask me. And you can only run these scans every 15 minutes, okay? So I don't want to go into too much detail about scanning. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's all explained here in white plain text. Now posting and canceling is what you're going to be using the most, okay? Now it's going to post, it's going to scan actually. This isn't posting my auctions, it's just scanning them right now, okay? It's scanning my auctions based on a list that I just showed you how to make. Now it's scanning all those items on my list, okay? Sometimes it'll get stuck. Very rarely it gets stuck. It just so happens to get stuck when I make a video. So you just hit post again. And it's going to scan through my items. Now it shows me that I've been undercut on volatile earth. Or no, belt buckles. And I've been undercut on a couple items here already. Some gems. And I'll explain what this text means here when it's done. Okay, so it's done. It's done scanning. It hasn't posted. Keep that in mind. So here it lists my Stormy Ocean Sapphires. It says I've been I probably don't have any posted. I do, but I've been undercut. So pretty simple. I'm going to go back to my log. Undercutting means you're going to undercut the competition. Maximum amount already posted means your auctions are already up at the lowest price, at the lowest buyout. What this orange text here means, cheapest auction below threshold, this means that there's auctions already up below what you're willing to post them at. So for my enchant chest peerless stats, I set my threshold above what this guy already has it posted at. So it's pretty easy to, think about, what this stuff means. It's pretty basic. It's all based on what you set your settings at in your lists. Okay. Now, before I post my items, I'm going to show you when you first go into your Trade Skill Master settings, you're going to see this item down here at the bottom where you can create a macro. What this allows you to do is create a macro for posting and canceling. So instead of just clicking post, like, look, I'll show you. Post, post, post. Okay? I don't want to have to do that all the time. So I'm going to set up this macro. Yeah, I want to let it scroll up and down, and then control is going to be my modifier. Basically, what this does is when you create this macro, you don't have to drag it on your bar. You don't have to click it. You don't have to click a button on your bars or anything like that. When you set this up, it's done. So if I hit control on my keyboard and scroll up or down on my mouse wheel, watch my posting. Watch this. Look how fast that posts. It's posting all of my auctions with one swift scroll of a mouse wheel. Now, is that amazing or what? Does that not beat going in here into the auctions section, putting your auctions in, typing it in, setting the duration, and hitting create? Come on, that's like 3 times faster. It's a set and forget method. This will make you more gold than anything you'll ever use as of this date. It tells you at the top the total of your valued auctions that you have posted and your incoming amount. So it says I have 97 gold and 49 silver, 90 copper pending incoming. So if I go to my auctions tab, yeah, I have a bunch of volatile water that have been sold using Trade Skill Master, obviously. Now, cancel works almost the same as posting. It's going to tell you who you've been undercut by, what you've been undercut by, what item it was, who the seller is, what the info is. I mean, it's just amazing. So it's going to scan through basically the same way it does when you post, and it's going to show you all this information. Now, I know this may look overwhelming at first, but when you get this set up, you are going to love this. And by any means, if you guys have any questions on how to use Trade Skill Master, send me an inbox, Skype me anytime. My Skype is Wow Marketeer, the same as my YouTube channel name. Skype me, leave me a message, inbox me. I'll do whatever I can to help you guys. I just hope this video was detailed enough for you guys. Hey, keep watching. I'm going to be going over more options about Trade Skill Master. I mean, there's a lot more stuff to go over. You're going to be amazed at the stuff you can do with this, okay? So make sure you guys do the following. I love you guys. Long time. Make sure you guys do the following. I'll see you next time.